All right, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we have concluded two speaker session and an amazing panel discussion that happened. And I'm sure that all the things that we are discussing about is leading my mind at least to one place, that how important it is to have one mentor in life. How important it is to have someone who is connected to you and your dreams and who holds your hands and tells that, you know what, I am there for you and I understand you. Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone who is right now in this in the audience and you find that need of finding one mentor, I'm sure that one app that can help you is MentorKart app, and it would be there's one very interesting thing that's happening. There's one very interesting thing that's happening through this conference as well that I would like to inform everyone. Is that anybody who is right now in the audience and you feel that, is there a disturbance? I'm sorry. Okay.
You carry on, KPH. You carry on.
Yeah. So just wanted to tell all the audience members, if anybody of you now really feel the need, or you before had always had a need, but you were unable to find a solution, today I honestly would tell you that the solution I would refer to you is that please download this app that's called MentorKart app, because it has n number of different kind of people from different experiences, different background, who will understand you, who have gone through the journey. And as Vijay sir said it very correctly and very beautifully, that when you want to walk on the mine, you will never walk it. You'll never be the first person to walk it. You would always want to know from a person who has already gone through that journey of how it happens. So anybody of you, I would request actually everyone to download it. And one very good thing of this conference is that anybody who is attending the conference today, till 5 o'clock, you can download it, the app, and you would get the app for 3 months just for 11 rupees, which actually you would get for 3,000, but you get only for 11 rupees, and just a token of saying thank you to everyone who has joined in and to let you know of how powerful mentorship can be. With this, ladies and gentlemen, now I want that you all participate with one question that I'm going to ask you. Everyone is supposed to participate, okay? And the question is that we see a lot of businesses that fail, okay? And people give different reasons, okay? I want to know, according to you, if I ask you, what is that one reason because of which a business failed? Write in the chat section, what according to you is that one thing because of which a business fails? Anything that comes to your mind, anything that you have experienced in your life, anything that you have seen somebody else going through, and you feel, that business failed because of this one reason. And I want everyone to participate, because if there's no participation, then how do we understand that we are audience and we are together in the same thing? Everyone, build something nobody wants. What do you think one reason because of which a business fails? A business fails. I want everyone. Consistency, there's no clarity, there's no concept. Okay. So people, I want everyone to write in. And meanwhile, quickly, I'll give you one very, very mind-blowing thing that I myself came across, and I was shocked. But for that, I want everyone to write in. Not able to lead, management skills, lack of determination, timing. Great. A lot of people are putting in their ideas. We have circumstances, lack of leaders. Great. Passion, product, market, misfit. Okay, great. Mentors. Okay. So we have a lot of answers coming in. Now let me tell you a very a research that happened by a very reputed magazine that did, and they asked all the experts that when they go to a company to help them out, when the company is going through a failure, what actually happens inside. So the experts, most of the experts told that usually when they enter the company, give their own reasons that, there were this problem, this problem, this problem. But honestly, when the experts try to understand what happened, 95, please listen it very carefully, 95% of experts tell this, that the failure of a company is either because there is bad leadership, or there is absence of leadership, or number 3, there is too much of leadership. And just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, a person's vision, a person's mission, a person's ideas, all the things are there, but a bad leadership can destroy all the dreams. And how to bring the leadership? What is the approach to future leadership? What kind of leaders are we supposed to create so that the ideas we have are implemented in a certain way that we don't have to go through that phase, is what we are going to today discuss in this panel discussion, that is future approach of leadership. And for this, now I would like to quickly welcome our panelists, and I must say all the panelists are somebody I myself look up to, and they are leaders in their own domains. I would first of all like to quickly invite on stage our first panelist, who is a dreamer and a believer. He's the CEO and the founder of Marwari Catalyst Venture, that is Rajasthan's leading startup accelerator. He has channelized all his powers to ensure that he brings life to Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities. I would like to call upon stage our first panelist, Mr. Sushil Sharma, with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I know you all you have to do is please ensure that through the smileys and through the chat section, you welcome our panelists, because I'm sure the way I'm excited, you all are excited as well. Welcome, sir, and as I can see a lot of people clapping and applauding for you. Welcome, sir. We're looking forward to all your thoughts.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and thanks, KPH. Thank you, MentorKart, for bringing all the mentors on the board, and it has really been a wonderful session, and we've been waiting for this even from long. And the topic is great, and thanks, KPH. I think it's a wonderful introduction. I also want to know so much about me. So this future approach of leadership is something which is a very important component, and at the same time, I believe that yes, with the schooling, mentorship, when it comes to higher education, when it comes to businesses, specifically when it comes to startups, I think we need a different kind of mentors. We need a different kind of approach in life, and at the same time, I also believe that with the new era, with the new normal, the approach of the future approach of leadership should also change. And when I say leaders or you say mentors, I think there are leaders, there are mentors for different areas. So the best important aspect is, you have to be with the technology, with the latest technology you have to accept that, you have to be very strong in it. At the same time, whether it's a tool, whether it's a technology, whether latest terminologies, I think all these acceptance is supposed to be there with all the mentors. At the same time, the updation within themselves is very important. And with this, I think I will call other mentors to come on and join me on the panel.
Thank you so much, sir. So now what I'll quickly, and I must say, Sushil, sir, that what you said is a very valid point. And now what I would quickly do is I would quickly bring in all the speakers one by one, and I would then hand over the stage to our moderator of the event. So the next person I would now like to call upon stage is an IIT alumni, ladies and gentlemen, big hard worker and a genuine believer and dreamer. He's young, he's vibrant, he's vivacious, and please listen it very carefully. He is the co-founder of this platform where we all are right now, and he believes in bringing real-time experiences of conferences and meetup. Ladies and gentlemen, please put a huge round of applause to Mr. Lalit Mangal. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mitch, and thanks.
Thank you. The next person now I would like to call upon stage is our next panelist, and he's the founder of MentorKart, that is India's largest wholesale B2C campaign, a campaign that comes up with a complete range of appliances. And there are very interesting facts about sirs, but since I can say only few, I would just quickly tell few of them. He has represented India in United States. He's a multifaceted person who believes in patience and perseverance as the key of success. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I would like to call upon stage Mr. K.S. Bhatia, vibrant, and I feel the most energetic person I've come across when I see them on video. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining in.
Go on. Yeah. Thank you very much. And I have not represented US. I represented UN.
India. Oh, okay. All right. Sometimes, there are small problems that maybe come out, but yes, sir, we are really proud that there is somebody from India representing us at such places. Thank you so much, sir. So the next person who is coming on stage, I feel, is a man that's full of zeal and vigor, and he's highly energetic and really a motivated professional. Listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. He has 20 years of rich experience in sales and marketing, and now he's a business coach with Action Coach India, and he's the founder of High Flyer Global. With this, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Alok Rampal with a huge round of applause, and I want all the audience members to please send the claps to the emoticons, because that's how, as I told you, that we actually come and talk to all our speakers.
Hi, namaste, and KPS, that was electrifying.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm more electrified after listening to that.
Thanks a lot.
The next person, ladies and gentlemen, now I'll tell you a very beautiful thing about him. When you see him the first at prima facie, he looks like a very calm and a very settled person outside. He looks like a very calm and settled person. But inside, believe me, he's a fireball of ideas and innovations. He's confident, he's bold, and he's assertive. Please welcome on stage Mr. Abhijit Singh, our next panelist and the Chief Academic Officer at ImagineX. Please give a huge round of applause to Mr. Abhijit Singh, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm seeing the continuous reactions people are giving. And why not have such great panelists? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thanks a lot.
So I'm sure that it's a bigger pleasure for all the people who are listening and for the panelists too, that we have you as one of our panelist members. And the last person that I would like to call upon stage, who is going to moderate the entire session and going to lead us today, is Mr. Ashish Khare, who is the founder and CEO of MentorKart. With this, Mr. Ashish Khare, who is also a business coach and has more than 25 years of experience in business leadership. Ashish Khare, sir, with a huge round of applause, I would like to hand over the stage to you, and we're looking forward to the panel discussion, sir.
Thank you so much, KPS, for such a great introduction of every one of us. Thank you very much. And so from here, I would like to start a discussion on this topic, which we thought of. We are already running late. But the topic is like that, the future approach of leadership. So whatever has happened till now, and in post-pandemic, I don't want to use that word, but things are changing very, very rapidly and faster in terms of, and that's why the leaders also has to be changed. So just to set the stage, why this topic I kept is because we feel that first mantra which we kept it when we started was setting up a motive or purpose for our life or a business. Then second, we talk about the malleability, the flexibility, the building going forward, the resilience also. So the leadership is very, very critical and important roles to play. Now, this is one platform where we kept student, entrepreneurs, and professional all together at one place. That's very important. It's not normal that you have all three kind of people together in one conference, and leadership becomes very important. Somebody who is currently leaders, many of us are already doing that job in our life. Many of the students who are watching this are going to be a leader for tomorrow. So when we will respond to the situation or talk, we will keep them in mind and that how they are going to change the things. Many of the leaders who are startups who have become leader born, right? In terms of startup, and then they automatically become leader to lead the people because they started from there. So all three kind of things are there, and now on top of it, we had situations where leadership is changing. So from that stage, I would like to open the discussion from here and keep it for everyone in terms of taking forward. So first, how we will structure this is let's spend 60 seconds, maybe 1 minute opening remark on this topic, that what is that going to change as a future approach for leadership going forward, or is already changing, or you are already seeing that is happening in many places. And after that, we'll keep some questions from each one of you, which will benefit our audience. So maybe we can start with whosoever I see the first on the screen is Lalit. So Lalit, from your perspective, because you are the young leader from this time, and AirMeet is doing great in terms of things, and I think I see a lot of things happening. And since I have been a user of AirMeet for last couple of weeks now, I learned everything, because being technology guy, yes, I always get into the details, and your team has been great support. So maybe your views on this is very important to know, and then we take it forward from there.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Ashish. So I think the topic is especially relevant in these times, because what the world has seen is a total transformation in just less than 150 days, right? So one of the key things that such times teach us is that as much as it is important to be very future driven, have 5-year plans and have OKRs and have regimental progress on some of these operational things. It is also very important to have an eye on the agility of your own organization. So in such times, if organizations have not been agile, if they have not transformed their businesses or the way they work, they are at the risk of actual annihilation, right? So because these are extremely extraordinary times. So this is one of the key things which is going to be a big lesson to be learned as leaders for future. That's one. Second is, especially knowledge work, right? So knowledge work has transformed forever. So before COVID, knowledge work was predominantly co-located, right? You people would go to a Gurgaon or a Silicon Valley for knowledge work, and then those cities grew as big cities. But post-COVID, knowledge work is predominantly going to be global and remote, sitting out of anywhere. As a previous panelist also talked about, people would be sitting out of anywhere they want to be, irrespective of where they are. They can potentially contribute to big companies and big projects, right? So this will have a very strong requirement from leaders that they have to have a global mindset. They have to have a very apolitical, very accommodative, very inclusive mindset, because you personally might be having very different views, but then your team who really believes in your passion, right, or your mission can actually come from all different walks of life. So you really have to have that flexibility and your ability to distance yourself from what you personally believe, your personal opinions, and what you're really what the team stands for. So ability to accommodate a global team, ability to take the advantage of a global workforce, that readiness has to be there, and that will be whoever can develop that will be really important. And just a tiny information out there. So AirMeet is now a team which spans across 8 countries. We have people from 8 countries who are working on AirMeet. Right. So these are the 2 points that I would say really matter. Sitting here, looking into the future, when I say about.
Sure. I think it's a great insight. I think so for opening remark, I would request Alok sir to come and share his views, because many people have been, many leaders have been, you have been training in terms of as an action coach. What is your view? What do you see as a, things are changing in a way? We'll spend 60 seconds for opening remark and we'll take it further.
Okay, so namaste everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Next 60 seconds, here they go. Going forward, I think, are you aware of one important statistic? 80% startups fail. 80% startups fail. Out of the ones who survive, 80% drop out before 5 years. Isn't that interesting? So, what is the secret? Why does the one who succeeded is successful? It is one and only one reason, that is sustainability. And the leader for tomorrow has to sustain, because the consequences that have just shown up over the past 3 months, there is not a guarantee that the next 2 years will not have these circumstances again. So as much as we have a 5-year plan ahead in life, there has to be a bunker backup. I repeat the word, a bunker backup, where you put your resources down when something like this strikes and you go back to your reserve. If you don't have a backup strategy now in place, you head nowhere, because what happens to a 5-year plan? Nothing. Zilch in these circumstances. So sustainability and a bunker backup. That is what a leader should look forward to going forward. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for insight. And let me go to Sushil ji now. Sushil ji, you have been saying a lot of startups, and you have been working like tirelessly for building the startup ecosystem and driving founders, etc. So what do you see in this last couple of months, and then what do you see? What kind of founders of the startups are going to actually grow or making things out of it? Or what kind of people, or what kind of advice you would like to give it? And maybe a little opening remark on the subject, and then we take it forward.
See, the opening, Ashish, thank you. So the opening remark is very clear that, as I said, the leaders or the mentors are supposed to be technically upgraded. That is the first and the far most important component. At the same time, the senior leaders or the experienced people should also accept that the youngsters have come up and they have taken the position, which is actually becoming a tough task for most of the senior people, because at times you have to understand that you may give just a direction, but the leadership has changed. And yes, the last component, which Lalit has fairly said, that the leaders are supposed to have a lot of long term and a big horizon, which is very very important, because unless you have a global a vision or a connectivity or a exposure or a knowledge share. So, and with this new normal, what we have been seeing, which I believe is an opportunity, is a blessing, is that you don't waste time in traveling, and people have by and large accepted this virtual acceptability of a discussion, and acceptability of knowledge, and knowledge transfer is increasing very fast. So I think with leader you have to be technological upgrade. The youngsters will definitely, youngsters means the people with the age of 20, 25 and 28 will also come as a fast growing leaders, and we have to accept it. And as a leader, I think these are the two important components from that angle. And as what you said is what kind of startups are going to, startup founders are going to grow. I think with the technology, the way the MentorKart is, like is a platform. So tech platforms definitely are going to grow, and are to grow much faster. So unless this product itself has a long term perspective, it won't go. So technology will definitely play a very very vital role in the times to go when it comes to startups and the businesses. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Sushilji. Let me go to Mr. Bhatia. Dr. Bhatia, I mean saying I've been watching, and we have couple of times we have met as a speaker in various panels. You've been always talking about your story. I mean, in terms of so many things have changed. So, what is your in terms of opening remark for the subject, and we'll take it forward from there, especially future approach of leadership, because I see a lot of new initiatives you have just started under the from card, right? Like I know it's digital. So, what do you look from the future perspective in this? Hello, Bhatia ji, are you able to hear me? Hello, are you able to hear me, sir? Seems he's not able to hear me. Okay. Um, just wait. Abhijit, maybe you can start and let me call in.
Hello.
Yeah, Abhijit, so maybe I would like you to
Hello.
share the point first. And I will take it up to Mr. Bhatia.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello.
You are on mute, Mr. Abhijit. You are on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. Hi, thank you so much. Sorry.
Yeah.
Talking about
Yeah, go on. Go on, Abhijit. Let me call Mr. Bhatia now. Okay.
Sure.
You can go on. By the time I'll call him.
Sure, right. So, just being synonymous to this theme called as malleability, it is the time when the leadership is going under hammering, getting pressed and rolled in the so-called new normal. And I think that's the best phase for leadership. Mr. Roy was also mentioning about how this pandemic is a blessing in disguise. And I second to that, because this is the best time when leaders will grow again, probably will need to change their shape and mindset for the usefulness of the upcoming businesses of the world. So this is the time when leadership would need more of brain and innovation, and as an approach, they will have to implement something known as a user-centric approach to their businesses. For all the new startups, for people who are already running successful startups, it is very important that though the world has been talking about user-centric approaches since long, but I believe this is the right time when the leaders need to implement and make their organizations and make their businesses more user-centric. More to come in the discussion. Thank you.
Agree, Abhijit. I fully agree with you. Let me now try once more to Mr. Bhatia. Sir, are you able to hear me now? You are on mute right now. Okay. Okay, so by the time he comes back, let me take a few questions now. So my question is with Lalit, Mr. Alok Rampal first. Is in terms of you have been into action coaching, right? And so I thought that you are the best person to you take it forward. So the question is, what are the skills the today's youth have to learn for to becoming a future leader for tomorrow? Maybe take an horizon of from now to 5 years or 10 years, because many of them are currently into profession. They will be a future for leader or whatever it is. So what are the things differently they have to go through to lead the teams and lead the companies and organizations?
Oh, very good question, Ashish ji. Immediately, one thing that comes to my mind when I listen to this question is, imagine 30 years prior to when we are discussing today, all the 5 highest market cap companies never existed. 30 साल पहले वो जो हाईएस्ट मार्केट कैप कंपनीज हैं आज तक वो मौजूद नहीं थी. So what happened that somebody was born and somebody took over and just ran away? It is because of something called visibility. आज सबसे बड़ी चीज है, what is the vision somebody is carrying? The question is, what brand is somebody carrying? Question is, startups may come, startups may go, but what remains constant is the brand. What is the brand you are carrying? Are you enterprising enough? Initially there used to be a time when there were bosses as leaders, so-called bosses, authoritarian, people who were unilateral in their discussions. Now the time has gone. Now the time of collaborative leadership has started. There's not going to be a single hero going forward. कि मैं हीरो था जी, मैंने अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाई. The time has gone. It is all the more collaborative leadership going forward. And there's going to be no trend of heroes. It is going to be, how can I help Ashish? How can I help Sushil Kumar ji? And how can Sushil Kumar ji help me back? It's all about being together as a collaborative effort. So the collaborative skills, as per me, are the most crucial along with sustainability.
I think it's a great point. The collaboration is very, very important. Collaboration, coordinating with the team, people management, these are the couple of skills, yes, people have highlighted. I also talk about one more skill generally to add here is a cognitive flexibility in terms of how we can quickly switch from one and then take it forward from there. That's one thing I realize over a period of time is very much required for leaders to take it forward. Okay, now next question is, let me ask with Lalit ji, and it's very, very relevant from him to be asked, is from the perspective of leadership. So where do you see India contributing in terms of producing a leaders for global market? As you leading worldwide, the air meet is reaching every country, and soon we will see after a couple of years that it will be used like Zoom everywhere across the corner, right? However, Zoom is not the right competition to mention, I understand, because that's a meeting, this is event. But still, from the product perspective, what I see really is I have learned in my lot many visit to all those countries in my previous experiences, whatever I do, is that the product mindset people used to say is not in India. I see the kind of product mindset which Airmeet has brought, that slowly every week the features are being released, every week the things are happening. So from that perspective, do you see that in near future a lot of leaders India is going to contribute for global market, especially after this whatever is changing now, China and other things are changing, right? Perspective. So maybe it'll take few seconds, you can take 1 minute probably. I will be a little on that timing.
Sure. No worries. I think that's a very good question. And so at the outset, I would say that in the Indian ecosystem is already producing leaders who are delivering great value at the global stage. So there are companies in from the Bangalore ecosystem with Postman. Postman is a technical product which is like an API management platform, and that is now a unicorn, globally accepted and used like the best product in this category, right? Then Freshworks is another company which is a Chennai based. Zoho is another long time company. So I think what is happening is that the uh, internet has actually leveled the playing field. Now social media and all these consumer internet products, right? Whether you are in India, Philippines, or USA, it doesn't matter. These products are the same for you. You are able to use it, and just as it was intended to use. You're able to get the benefit as it was intended to be given. So you basically, from a digital point of view, you are actually like a peer to anybody who is wherever in the globe, right? And then if you start to face more possibilities, if you start to face limitation, and if you have the skill set to imagine possibilities from these digital products, I think it doesn't matter that you are from India or not. You have the right skill set, you know what is possible, and you have the vision for it. You can start building for it. So I would say for sure, India is definitely going to see a fair share, of leaders from India who will build global products. That's already starting to happen. But
Right. So let me try. Thanks, Lalit. I think so. Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, in my overall number of experience I had is changing fast, and the time has changed now. And people are talking about products in India, and then they are trying to make it global. The main thing is that if we think about a problem which is global, then we should be able to build something which is for a global use, of course. Okay, so let me just take up with try and talk to Mr. Bhatia again if he's available. Are you able to see him? Probably his system has some problem. He's not. I cannot see him right now. So maybe to Abhijit, let me ask a question. Is Abhay, since we were talking about global leadership and we are talking about other things, what do you see the design mindset, the product design mindset, or design thinking, what you call as in a technical term, is going to play a role or a skill which is required for leaders of tomorrow?
Thank you, Ashish, for this. And the other day, while we were discussing about the same thing, I'll just put it in a nutshell. Again, focusing on how pandemic has changed the mindset of the users. It is also, of course, changing the mindset of big organizations, big businesses, small businesses. You talk about any sort of business, and people are wanting to create a digital twin. So, like we were mentioning about products, the new products are mostly focused on something related to digital. So, if there was a bank, now it's a digital payment. If there was a Kirana store, now it is some online platform through which I can get my retail FMCG products or fashion products, so on and so forth. Design thinking as an approach, very specifically, is important for the new leaders, though it's not a new approach. But still, there are a lot of people who have, become successful adopting to design thinking, and now again, they are trying to learn how design thinking as a process can change the mindsets or the new business models of tomorrow by getting empathetic to the end users or the customers. So a lot of analysis in past 1 month, if you check with Economic Times, Business Lines, the Hindus, EY submitted a report which says that the Kirana stores of India have now adapting to the new normal by partnering themselves with some digital platform who can connect them to the user. Though 5 years back, even 3 years back, these Kirana stores were not ready to, get themselves on an Amazon or a Dunzo. But this new normal is helping them or changing their mindset, because this is the way a small or a big business will flourish in the future. A company like BMW is talking about how a mobile application can work as a digital key. Now, that's an idea comes through a user-centric approach. How a country like India has all of a sudden started talking about digital healthcare through Arogya Setu app, and there are going to be many in the line very soon who are going to talk about how a patient can connect to a doctor without going to the clinic, right? So these are the changed mindsets which actually there was a turmoil in last 150 days, like Lalit was mentioning. All of a sudden, in 150 days, the mindset got changed. Design thinking talks about that. How do you empathize with the user, with the problem, with the situation, and come up with an amazing solution? There's a list of solutions, and then it's an iterative process, and this makes your business grow in the new world. And yes, certainly about products, specifically talking about user-centric digital products is what the world is looking for. So for all the listeners, especially who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs or they are working on some product, it's very important to understand how design thinking can help you. It is very important to understand how you can solve the problems of day-to-day problems of the users by implementing digital strategies, implementing user experience design, and come up with amazing digital solutions.
Sure, I think so, Abhijit. Very good points. Couple of things you have shared about, and I really request all of the people who are looking for leadership as a career going forward, or are willing to take up the entrepreneurship challenges. Design thinking is very critical. It's very important. Just to say in a simple word, that any product or any solution which you will be building for a customer, you have to have that mindset of thinking like them, thinking like that user, thinking like that consumer who's going to use your product, and then only you will be able to guide your team to build a product which is worth of use, and then you will get a better response. So yeah, so coming back to the again, Sushil ji, Mr. Bhatia, are you able to hear me now by any chance? No. Okay. So let me just go to Sushil ji again. From the perspective of future leader, what do you see in terms of startup which are early stage now, and the leadership for them is just learning process, right? They are building the
Yeah, I can hear you.
by any chance? Okay, sir. So I'll come back to you now. Just please wait. Let me just go to Sushil again. From the perspective of future leader, why the echo is happening. Okay. There is some.
Ashish is relative. Ashish, can you please meet Mr. Bhatia?
And
There is some
the
delay.
leadership for them is just learning process.
Ashish, can you please mute Mr. Bhatia?
I can hear you.
Yeah, that's good. So,
There
Ashish,
is
mute yourself.
problem with this system. Yeah, looks like. Okay. So coming to Sushil ji again. So from the startup perspective, when we talk about early stages startup, especially when with less experience or almost no experience when they found, what do you see as a leadership they have to start at learning at the initial stage? What do you see do you see the gap? Because when they are early stage, 2-3 years of experience or no experience of working company, they have a good idea, they're building team also. What kind of leadership approach they should carry in terms of to learn? Because for them, everything is a learning. They're running a company, they're building an idea, taking the funding, building the team. Everything is learning together. Everything they are learning together. In our cases, we learned in the business, we do a job, and after that, we came into these situations like this. But for them, everything is experimental. So for them, what do you suggest in terms of how to take it forward from this perspective?
So, Ashish, is a wonderful question, and I think we've been seeing, because people from the startup fraternity are seeing a lot of youngsters and the first generation and early stage people coming in, coming for businesses. So, and definitely, you're right that they have been lacking in a lot of things. But it's a very simple answer, and I think I would like to take it in the same fashion that the mentorship will play a bigger role. That is one. So I think the best part is to for them is to come to a platforms like MentorKart and to find out to discuss with multiple people, understand which person comes best to them. That is one. Second is one important. See, startup is what you startup or any business is what you always start the process, and then other things will keep on coming and jumping and doing it. And at the same time, I also believe that people who come from a business, from a job side, it is not that they learn, because business is something different, which is which you will only learn when you come in business. It is not possible that you have done a 10 years or a 15 years job and then you start a business. There will always be new challenges, new activity. But the most important thing which I believe people should do is to have different co-founders from different industries. The biggest challenge which I've seen is that two technology people join together and start a company, which I believe is not the right approach. So one is the approach which I said, that you should have founders from different streams. That is one. Second, you should end up either getting a right kind of mentorship, because otherwise, if you're right mentorship and you're with a acceptability, I think you'll end up doing good. That is what is my suggestion for people who come directly into businesses. And it is always a learning and doing mistakes and correcting them at the right stage which is very important for the businesses at any point of time. Thank you.
Great point, Sushilji. I think so. What you said is basically that complementing the skills for each founder is important. Whatever team member initial stage we bring in as a startup, the skill has to be complementary to each other. So that one is there is no conflict, and second is always the particular area grows with the specialization what they have.
Yes, as a good leader, as a good founder, you should see that you've done a mistake, and you should at an early stage you should correct it. I think that's the key. That's the key here for everybody, actually.
Correct. So let me go back to Abhijit ji again. No, sorry. Let me go back to Alok sir. Are you able to hear me, Alok sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In terms of action coach, I understand that word action, and what I relate with is learning without action is nothing, right? Learning is something which we take from so many sources and all, but as a leader, the action is very important. And when we see you as an action coach, what are your one or two advice or suggestion or pointers in a short, quick answer you recommend for today's or tomorrow leaders to be a completely action-oriented leader, which take action, right? Which is fast in terms of taking a quick decision or action on the work they are doing.
Well, two things come to my mind, Ashish ji, and this may be valid for everybody around. When I look at the questionnaire, see, there's a particular questionnaire that as a business coach I fill before I consult the businesses. When the business entrepreneur fills up a questionnaire, most often than not, they don't have a concrete hold on the numbers the business produces on a daily basis. It is very surprising, and as much as surprise that I get every day when I go through the numbers, they are not aware of the margins, they are not aware of the rates, and they aren't aware where the business is going to go 3 years down the line. If you don't know where you're headed, you will head nowhere. If you don't know where you're headed, you'll head nowhere. And this is the basic pain point as a coach. I try and convey everybody. And one more thing that comes to my mind when I speak to these people is that they survive on a day-to-day basis. The business approach is, अरे आज मेरा बिल का खर्चा हो गया ना, इस महीने का वेज सेटल हो रहा है ना, ठीक है, अगले महीने देखेंगे. भाई अगले महीने देखेंगे. The business is, any business that is stagnated is meant to doom. It either goes up or it goes down. There is nothing known as stagnation in business world. So sustaining on a month-to-month basis is impossible. So these two things that baffle me as a business coach is there is no hold on the numbers. There is no hold on the 3-year track, and there is no hold on the interest. अरे अगले महीने देखा जाएगा. Doesn't work that way. So if these three codes are adjusted, I think the entire business radar is going to come to your favor.
Correct. I fully agree with that, and I think so. With our discussion, one thing has come out very clearly, that the future approach of a leadership is going to be changed in all direction. Whether it's a technology, whether it's a consumer, or it's a market, or it's a customers or investors, all kind of things are changing very fast. Their interaction with them, the approach to work with them, the stakeholders and all, that is also changing. So let me see if we can take one question at least from Mr. Bhatia. He has been here for some time, but we are not able to see him. Mr. Bhatia, are you able to hear us now? Okay. Okay, so I think so. I would request everyone to come on camera once at least, all of us.
Hello.
I think Mr. Bhatia is back.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Bhatia, are you there now? Are you able to hear us?
Hello.
Are you able to hear us?
Okay. Seems tough.
Yeah, it's not going to work for him, looks like, unfortunately. We wanted to hear from a lot from him. Anyway, so I think so we are already running late, so I would like to close this here on the note that the leadership or future leadership is all about malleability, changing with the time, changing with the current situation, taking dynamic and fast decisions is very important. If we are analytical, has to be good, but decision has to be fast. Learn fast and move fast. That is very important. Otherwise, the competition is going to take over everything. So Lalit ji, Sushil ji, Alok sir, Abhay ji, thank you for your time. I know we could have extended this much little more, but we are already running one session behind, so I think so it will be good time. Otherwise, we will have a problem later on. Thank you so much, and audience, for staying together. You have maintained in terms of, yes, lot many questions also coming now, so we will take it up in the further question. There are further sessions are going to come up, and I'm going to hand over the stage to KPH, and you all are waiting to hear from her more than us. So let me take it there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And I must say that I really, really love this discussion. And as everyone pointed out very beautifully, that how important leadership, the role of leadership is. I'm really looking forward at all the areas where I am lagging behind. I'm going to take mentorship from every person who is here and every person in the audience. If a part of your heart feels that I want to be successful, but that one place I'm lacking behind is leadership, we all know all we have to do is just download the MentorKart app, get connected to such amazing mentors, and get answers to our questions. Thank you so much to all the panelists.
We are going to come back, switch off the screen and come back again. Thank you very much.